Good morning, all. In previous lecture, we have seen some complex number related examples. So now we will see the next example. So if I raised to a plus ib equal to a plus ib, then prove that capital A square plus b square equal to e raised to minus pi b and tan pi a by 2 equal to b by a. So in this example, we have given this information or this equation that I raised to a plus ib equal to a plus ib. So use this equation and solve this equation to get some conclusion, and then we have to prove these two equations. So consider this: I raised to a plus ib equal to a plus ib. So here given that this equation I raised to a plus ib equal to a plus ib, then we have to simplify this. How to simplify? So uh, take this I as I is also a complex number in the form of x plus iy. So if you compare this I with x plus iy, then there is a x absent. So by comparing the real part and imaginary part on both sides, we get x equal to 0 because x is absent on right side. Hence x equal to, by comparing, we get x equal to right side is 0, and y means ith coefficient. So on right side ith coefficient is nothing but 1. So y is here ith coefficient on left side, and on right side ith coefficient is 1. So we get y equal to 1. So hence this I is also a complex number because this I is also in the form of x plus iy. So here now we have to convert this I, that is this complex number, into exponential form. So for what is the exponential form of x plus iy form complex number? So e raised to I theta, r e raised to I theta. So for that we have to first to convert the given complex number I into exponential form. So this is your first hint to remember that we have to write this I in the form of exponential form. So here exponential form, why we are using the exponential form? Because there are three forms: first Cartesian form, then polar form, and then exponential form of given complex number. In exponential form, it is easy to get the it is easy to have the calculation in minimum steps instead of in polar form. We are using the exponential form for easy calculation. So for to convert into exponential form, we want r and theta. So what is the formula for r? Square root of x square plus y square. As this I is in the first quadrant, hence r is square root of x square plus y square, and theta is alpha, that is tan inverse y by x. So by comparing, we get this I, we have compared with x plus iy, we get x equal to 0 and y equal to 1, because I can be written as 0 plus I. And now we can compare, we get x equal to 0 and y equal to 1. So in this way we get xy values. Put xy values in this r formula. We have r equal to square root of 1 square, that is r equal to 1, and tan inverse 1 by 0, that is tan inverse infinity. So tan inverse infinity is pi by 2. So we get r equal to 1 and theta equal to pi by 2. So 1 e raised to I pi by 2. So this is the exponential form of I. So put here I equal to e raised to I pi by 2, e raised to I pi by 2, bracket raised to a plus ib, as it is, right side as it is we have to write. Then simplify this. So here there are two powers for e raised to. So merge these two powers by multiplying this a plus ib bracket with I pi by 2. So e raised to I pi by 2 into a plus e raised to I square pi by 2 into b. So here we are using e raised to m raised to n, that is e raised to mn. First we multiplied these two powers, then separate out the e raised to term, that is e raised to m into e raised to n. So we get e raised to I a pi by 2 into e raised to I square pi by 2 b is equal to right side as it is. So put I square value is minus 1, as I value is square root of minus 1. So squaring on both sides we get I square equal to minus 1. So we have e raised to I pi by 2 e raised to minus pi b by 2 equal to a plus ib. Now the right side is in the complex form or complex number. A plus ib is in the form of x plus iy. So this is your one kind of complex number. Right side is complex number, and on left side when we put the I value in the form of exponential form, and after simplification we get the exponential form as it is. So now we use the polar form. So use the polar form for e raised to I pi by 2, or there is a one formula you can remember this. E raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. This formula we have seen in first lecture while we seen the revision for basic concepts of complex number. So here in first step is put I complex number in the form of exponential number or exponential form. For that we have to find the r theta values. Then I is converted into exponential form. After simplification we get 2 e raised to terms on left side. So in that we have to write this e raised to minus pi b by 2 as it is, because we can't solve this exponential number, but for the first exponential term we can use this formula. E raised to I theta formula is available. So here theta value is pi a by 2. So e raised to I theta formula is cos theta plus I sin theta, hence e raised to I pi by 2. So here theta value is pi by 2, put here we get cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2 is equal to right side a plus ib as it is. Now multiply this e raised to term to this bracket. We have, I didn't show this calculative step here. You can understand directly that next step is I have multiplied e raised to term to this bracket. So we get e raised to term into cos term plus e raised to term into I sin term is equal to a plus ib. Now we have this step that in which the left side is your complex number because it contains I term, and right side is also a complex number from the first step. So here the left side we have converted into the another complex number, and right side we have written as it is. So for left side to convert into one kind of complex number x plus iy form, that is real part plus I into imaginary part, in this form we want to convert this left side, and for that we use the exponential form to convert I, and by using e raised to I theta formula we get the left side as x, one kind of complex number. Now we can compare the two sides, real parts and imaginary parts. On both sides we get, on right side real part is a, so a equal to, on left side real part is e raised to term into cos. So e raised to term into cos, this is your real part, that is a, and imaginary part is b equal to e raised to term into sin. Squaring the a value and b value, we have take the square of this a value and b value. So e raised to term into cos bracket square plus e raised to term into sin bracket square. So put a b values in this left side. So taking this square, e raised to minus pi b by 2. So here two terms bracket square, so take this square separately. So e raised to minus pi b by 2 into 2, that is 2 get cancelled, so we get e raised to minus pi b, and cos square pi by 2 plus take this square separately, e raised to minus pi b by 2 bracket square, that is 2 get cancelled, we get e raised to minus pi b into sin square, take the square of this sin, so sin square pi by 2. Now take this e raised to minus pi b common. So we have taken e raised to minus pi b common. So in bracket cos square, the angle is same. So cos square angle plus sine square angle. So we have the formula that cos square theta plus sine square theta is 1. So you can imagine this is your theta value, pi by 2, pi by 2. So cos square theta plus sine square theta is 1. So theta is here pi by 2. So but we can use the same formula. So cos square pi by 2 plus sine square pi by 2 is 1. So we get e raised to minus pi b, that is your right side. So in this example, what we have to remember. So here or what are the important steps to prove this equation? Again there is one remaining second half part. We can prove this. So here the important steps are, we have converted this I complex number into exponential form. Then after simplification, we have used e raised to I theta formula, and then comparing the imaginary parts and real parts on both sides, we get capital AB values, and by taking the left side or considering the left side, we get the RHS, or we have proved RHS. Now here tan pi by 2 equal to b by a, that we have to prove. So here what we have to prove? Tan pi by 2 equal to b by a. So we have from this equation, after simplification of this equation, we get capital AB values. So if you put the capital AB values here, so for that we have to prove tan pi by 2 equal to b by a. So which side we have to consider? So consider the left side or right side. So here on left side there is only a value we have to put. So a value is this. So we have if we consider this left side, so we have tan of pi by 2 as it is. A value is e raised to minus pi b by 2 cos term, cos pi by 2. So after considering this left side and after putting the a value on this left side, we have the tan of cos term. So we can't simplify this further. Hence we have to consider the another equation to prove this equation, or to prove this tan pi by 2 equal to b by. So instead of considering the left side, take this tan on right side. So tan inverse b by. So instead of proving this given equation tan pi by 2 equal to b by, consider tan inverse b by equal to pi by 2 and prove this, and then take tan inverse on right side. We get the required prove that answer. So here it is not necessary to prove or to take directly the LHS or RHS from the given example. You can modify or convert the given equation to your form so that you can prove the required equation, given equation. So hence after taking this prove that equation directly from the example, we can't imagine the further steps. Hence consider this tan on right side and consider this equation, or instead of proving this equation, prove this equation and then take tan inverse on right side. We get the required prove that answer. So here tan inverse b by o. So consider the left side and prove that this LHS is equal to RHS. So tan inverse b by a. So tan inverse, put b by a value. So b value is this, a value is this. So we have to take the division b upon a. So when we take b upon a, so e raised to term get cancelled and remaining equation or remaining terms will be sine upon cos. So sine upon cos is tan pi by 2. So we know tan inverse of tan theta is theta. Hence we get pi by 2, and which is your RHS. So this is your converted prove that equation. Now we get tan inverse of b by a equal to pi by 2. Now take tan on right side. We have tan pi by 2 equal to left side is b by a. Which is your required? Prove that answer. So instead of proving this given equation, you can prove tan inverse b by equal to pi by 2. So consider this left side, put b value and a value here and use tan inverse of tan theta equal to theta formula. We get the right side answer, that is pi by 2. Next example is, if z1 plus z2 plus z3 equal to 0, that is 3 complex numbers addition is 0 and their modulus value is equal to k, that is mod z1 equal to mod z2 equal to mod z3 is equal to k, then prove that 1 upon z1 plus 1 upon z2 plus 1 upon z3 equal to 0. So here in this example we have given two equations, the addition of 3 complex numbers equal to 0 and modulus value is equal to k, some constant you can say k. So these equations we have to use and we have to prove the addition of reciprocals of these 3 complex numbers z1, z2, z3 is equal to 0. Now use first equation. What we get the conclusion, let us see. So consider z1 plus z2 plus z3 equal to 0. So here only this equations contain 3 numbers or 3 complex numbers z1, z2, z3. So how to take the further steps? So one step is common in all the examples, that if in the form of a complex number, that is in the form of z letter, the equation is given, then one step is common, that we are putting z equal to x plus iy. So here same step is there. So for z1, z2, z3, consider the 3 complex numbers in Cartesian form, that is put z1 equal to x1 plus iy1, z2 equal to x2 plus iy2, z3 equal to x3 plus iy3 equal to 0. Now take the addition of these 3 complex numbers in the form of Cartesian form. Take the real parts separately, so x1 plus x2 plus x3 in one bracket plus take I common and remaining bracket will be y1 plus y2 plus y3 equal to 0. Now this is the step. Now by considering this equation and by putting the z1, z2, z3 values in Cartesian forms, we get the left side as the another complex number, x1 plus x2 plus x3, this is your real part, plus I into y1 plus y2 plus y3 is your imaginary part. And if the left side is in the complex number, then the right side you can write in the form of complex number also, that is 0 you can write as 0 plus 0i. Why we are writing this? Because we have to compare the real and imaginary parts on both sides. So as the left side is in the complex form, x plus iy form, or x plus iy means this is your x plus I into this is your y, real part plus I into imaginary part, and the right side is 0, then you can further step is common, that if the left side is complex number, then right side is 0, so you can write this 0 as in the x plus iy form, that is 0 plus 0i. Now compare the real and imaginary parts on both sides. We get real part is x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 0 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 equal to again 0. So this is your conclusion by using the first equation. Now consider the second equation, mod z1. So as we have put z1 equal to x1 plus iy1, so z1 is x1 plus iy1, then modulus of z1 is, there is a formula, if z is equal to x plus iy, then its modulus value is square root of x square plus y square. Modulus value means r value, square root of x square plus y square, that is real part square plus imaginary part square. So here real part is x1, x2, x3, imaginary part is y1, y2, y3. So we get mod z1 equal to root x1 square plus y1 square, mod z2 is root x2 square plus root y2 square, mod z3 is root x3 square plus y3 square, and this is given that these mod values have the same value, that is k. So write the k. So here so it is difficult to take the further calculation in easy step by taking the root notation. So you can vanish this root notation by taking the square on both sides. So this type of step we have done in the previous example, that in the example cube root notation is given, and first to have the easy calculation we have vanished that cube root by taking the cube on both sides. So in same manner, instead of doing the calculation in square root, first vanish this or eliminate this square root notation by taking the square on both sides. So we get x1 square plus y1 square equal to k square, x2 square plus y2 square equal to k square, x3 square plus y3 square equal to k square. So square root its square, so this square by taking the square on both sides, k square, k square, k square, and on left side square root and its square. So this square root and square get cancelled, and we get the bracket inside that square, that is squaring terms. So we have these squaring terms equal to k square, k square, k square. Now in this example what we have done the steps. So considering the first equation, putting the z1, z2, z3 values, x1 plus iy1, x2 plus iy2, x3 plus iy3, and by comparing the real and imaginary parts on both sides, right side we have taken as 0 equal to 0 plus 0i, we get these two conclusions: addition of x1 plus x2 x3 is 0, addition of y1 y2 y3 is 0. And by taking the second equation and simplifying or using the mod formula, formula of r, we have this second equation or second conclusion. Now consider this left side. So 1 upon z1, 1 upon z2, 1 upon z3. So put z1 x1 plus iy1, z2 x2 plus iy2, z3 is x3 plus iy3. Now again again there is a common step or one hint to get the further or to imagine the further steps, that generally if the complex number is in denominator or the complex number is in the form of numerator upon denominator, so there is a one common or generally we use the rationalization method for further calculation or further to get the further steps. So here in denominator the complex number is there, hence for further calculation we are using the rationalization process. So rationalization means multiply and divide by the denominator conjugate. So its conjugate is x1 minus iy1. So multiply and divide. x2 minus iy2, x3 minus iy3. So numerator is their conjugates, respective conjugates of their denominators. This and the denominator is, I have written directly. So x1 plus iy1 into, next bracket is x1 minus iy1, and we have used a plus b, a minus b formula. We get a square minus b square formula. So a square is x1 square minus b square is I square y1 square. So in denominator x1 minus iy1 upon in denominator x1 plus iy1 as it is x1 minus iy. And for denominator we have used a plus b, a minus b formula, a square minus b square. Next is also same step, x2 square minus I square y2 square, x3 square minus I square y3 square. Now put I square value, that is minus 1. So we get minus minus plus sign for the denominator. So here by simplifying the left side and using the rationalization step, we get this equation. Now use the first and second conclusion. So in second conclusion, the addition, this squaring term is your k square, k square, k square. So 1 upon k square, 1 upon k square, 1 upon k square. So use equation number 2 and take this 1 upon k square common. So in bracket, numerators are remaining. So x1 minus iy1, x2 minus iy2 plus x3 minus iy3. As denominator is same, because this value is k square, this is again k square, and this is again k square from equation 2. So take real parts together, x1 plus x2 plus x3, take minus I common, and in bracket y1 plus y2 plus y3. And from equation 1, in first conclusion we get x1 plus x2 plus x3 is 0, y1, y2, y3 is 0. So put here 0 minus I into 0, that is 0 upon k square is equal to 0, and which is your right side, that is LHS equal to 0. So in this example, how we have proved the equation. So considering the first equation and by putting Cartesian form of this z1, z2, z3, that is x1 plus iy1, x2 plus iy2 and x3 plus iy3, comparing the real parts and imaginary parts, we get this first conclusion. Then by considering the second equation and using the mod formula, that is mod z equal to r equal to square root of x square plus y square, using this mod formula and vanishing the or eliminating this square root notation, we get the second conclusion. And by considering the left side and using the rationalization step, we got this term. And by using the first and second conclusion or putting the values from first and second equation in this terms or in these terms, we get the right side 0. Next example is, if mod z plus 1 equal to mod z minus 1, then prove that real part of z equal to 0. So first find z plus 1. So here z plus 1. So put z equal to x plus iy. So it is the common step. You can see or you can remember this. So here if the equation in the form of z or z1, z2, z3 etc., that is the complex number notation, then first step you can use as put z equal to x plus iy, or if there are more than one complex numbers, then put x1 plus iy1 or x2 plus iy2 or x3 plus iy3 etc. So here put z equal to, there is only one complex number, so put z equal to x plus iy. So take real parts together, x plus 1, and imaginary terms together, I term together. So x plus 1 plus iy. Now take the mod of this z plus 1. So mod of z plus 1 equal to mod of this term. So mod of x plus 1 plus iy. So what is the formula? Use the formula mod of complex number is equal to square root of x square plus y square. If z is in the form of x plus iy, then its mod z is square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. That is your formula. So here we have to find the mod of this z plus 1. So z plus 1 is your this complex number. So in this, real part is x plus 1, imaginary part is y. So mod of z plus 1 equal to square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So real part is x plus 1 bracket square plus imaginary part is y bracket square. So expand this square, a plus b bracket square, use this formula. So a square plus twice ab plus b square. So x square plus 2x plus 1 plus y square. Now this is your left side simplification. Then right side simplification is similarly you can find mod z minus 1. So mod z minus 1 equal to, put z equal to x plus iy minus 1. X plus iy minus 1. Take this x minus 1 together, that is real part, plus iy together. And then take mod z minus 1, that is square root of real part square, that is x minus 1 square plus imaginary part square y square. Take a minus b bracket square formula, a square minus twice ab plus b square, x square minus 2x plus 1 plus y square. So now it is given that these two values are equal. So mod z plus 1 equal to mod z minus 1, that is these two values are equal. So take this square root equal to square root. So simplifying by squaring on both sides, so we get x square plus y square. This square root vanishes, is equal to right side x square plus y square minus 2x plus 1. So in this again x square is get cancelled, y square get cancelled, plus 1 get cancelled. So 2x equal to minus 2x, that is take the on left side. So 2x plus 2x, that is 4x equal to 0, that is x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 means we have considered z is equal to x plus iy. So in that x is 0 and x is 0 means x is also called as real part of this complex number, real part of z, and which is our prove that answer. So we have proved that x equal to 0 means real part of z equal to 0, because z is your x plus iy standard notation, and x is called as real part of z and y is called imaginary part of z, and it is proved that, or we have proved that x is equal to 0, that is real part of z equal to 0. next is, if mod z plus I equal to mod z, argument of z plus I upon z equal to pi by 4, then find z. So again put z equal to x plus iy. So z plus I equal to, put z equal to x plus iy. So real part separately and imaginary part separately. So take this. So x is your real part, write as it is, plus take I common. So I into y plus 1, that is your imaginary part, y plus 1. So mod of z plus I equal to square root of, mod value is square root of real part square plus imaginary part square, that is square root of x square plus y square. If z is your x plus iy, then mod z is square root of x square plus y square. So here we have to find the mod value of this z plus I, and z plus I is converted into this complex number, that is this is your real part, this is your imaginary part. So mod z plus I is square root of real part square x square plus imaginary part square y plus 1 bracket square. Expand this square, y square plus 2y plus 1. Then right side is mod z, that is as this z is equal to x plus iy, mod z is, that is your formula, original formula, x square plus y square. Now take these two values are equal, so this is given equation. So mod z plus I, that is this square root, is equal to mod z is this square root. So take this square on both sides so that we can eliminate this square root notation. So we get, taking this square on both sides, so we get x square plus y square plus 2y plus 1 equal to x square plus y square. So these two values get cancelled, or these two terms get cancelled. Then we get 2y plus 1 equal to 0, that is y equal to half. So this is your conclusion. Again we have given that argument of this z plus I upon z is pi by 4, and then find z. So find z means what? Z has the standard notation or standard form, that is x plus iy. So to find z means to find xy values. Once we find the xy values, then put xy values here, we get the z value. Now this equation we have to use. By using this first equation, we get y equal to minus half, that is your first conclusion. So now consider the second equation, argument of z plus I upon z equal to pi by 4. So before applying the argument formula, that is theta formula, tan inverse y by x, that is tan inverse real imaginary part upon real part. Y is your imaginary part, upon x means x is your real part. So theta formula we have to use. Theta means argument of z, that is tan inverse y by x. If z is your x plus iy, then argument of this z is equal to tan inverse y upon x, that is imaginary part upon real part. That is your formula, standard formula. So before using the argument formula, this tan inverse formula, first simplify z plus I upon z. So consider z plus I upon z. So put z equal to x plus iy, x plus iy plus I upon x plus iy. So keep this x as it is, then take I common, so in bracket y plus 1 upon x plus iy. So now how to simplify further? So as this denominator, that is your typical step, that is as this denominator contains the complex number, so the further calculative step is use the rationalization method. So multiply and divide by its conjugate, denominator conjugate. So conjugate is x minus iy. So numerator and denominator we have to multiply by x minus iy. So numerator into x minus iy upon denominator x plus iy into x minus iy. So use a plus b, a minus b formula, we get a square minus b square. So a square is x square minus b square is I square y square. Put I square equal to minus 1, that is your value of I square, and multiply these two brackets on numerator. So we get I square is minus 1, so we get x square plus y square, and on numerator take the bracket multiplication. So x square minus ixy plus x into y plus 1i minus I square y into y plus 1. Now simplify this, x square ixy plus ixy, so this minus ixy and this ixy get cancelled, then remaining is xi, that is ix, minus I square is minus 1, so this is plus, so plus y into y plus 1 upon x square plus y square. So we have x square, after cancelling the same opposite terms, x square plus ix plus y square plus y upon x square plus y square. So now this is your complex number. So write in that form. Which form? X plus iy form. Real part plus I into imaginary part form. So for that, separate out this x square plus y square. So we have x square, on numerator the real part is x square plus y upon this x square plus y square, plus ix upon x square plus y square, ix upon x square plus y square. So this is your standard x plus iy form. So here x is your this term, this big term, and y value is this x upon this. So this is your complex number form, x plus iy form. So z plus I upon z, by putting z equal to x plus iy and by using the rationalization method, we get this right side again in the form of complex number, another complex number. So take the argument of that z plus I upon z. So argument of this z plus I upon z means argument of this complex number. So argument of this left side means argument of this. So what is the argument? If z equal to x plus iy, then argument of this z is tan inverse y upon x. So here z plus I upon z is converted into this complex number. Now this is your x and this is your y, and put the x value and y value in this tan inverse y by x. So we have argument of this number, that is argument of this number is equal to tan inverse y upon x. So this is your y and this is your x. If we compare this complex number with x plus iy, we get y equal to this and x is this, because we want here y and x to find the argument, that is tan inverse y by x. So tan inverse y, x upon x square plus y square upon x, this term x square plus y upon x square plus y square. So denominators are same, get cancelled. So we have tan inverse x upon x square plus y square plus y. So this argument is given, that is pi by 4. So take this tan inverse of this term equal to pi by 4. Now take this, to simplify further, take this tan inverse on right side. So this bracket equal to tan pi by 4, and tan pi by 4 has the fixed value, that is 1. So by using this second equation, how to use this second equation? For first equation, we put z is equal to x plus iy and use the modulus formula, that is tan inverse y by x formula. We get this conclusion, that is y equal to minus half. This is your first conclusion. By take and then for the second equation, first we simplify z plus I upon z. So for that we put z equal to x plus iy, then using rationalization step, and then by using the argument formula, that is tan inverse y by x formula, we get this. Take this tan inverse on right side, we get this equation equal to 1. Now from first equation we get y equal to minus half. From second equation we get this particular equation in the form of xy variable. Now further we can use this first equation into second, that is the first equation is y equal to minus half. So put this y equal to minus half in this equation, in this second equation. So put y equal to minus half here, which we got this value y from the first equation. So put y equal to minus half in this second equation conclusion, that is this conclusion. So put y equal to minus half. So x upon x square plus y square means minus half square, that is 1 by 4. Y means minus half equal to 1. Then x upon x square 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 is minus 1 by 4 equal to 1. Then x equal to, take this denominator on right side. So x equal to x square minus 1 by 4. Then take this x on right side. So x square minus 1 by 4 minus 6. X square minus 1 by 4 minus 6. Throughout multiply by 4. So we get 4x square minus 4 upon 4 get cancelled. So minus 1 minus 4x equal to 0. That is 4x square minus 4x minus 1. So this is one kind of your quadratic equation. So solve this quadratic equation. So how to solve this? Use the formula. If ax square plus bx plus c, if this is the quadratic equation, Then we have the roots as x equal to minus b plus minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So where a is x square coefficient, b is x coefficient and c is your constant. So here a is 4, b is minus 4 and c is minus 1. A is 4, b is minus 4, c is minus 1. So put these ABC values here. So x equal to minus b, b value is minus 4. So minus minus plus 4 plus minus square root of b square. A value is 4, b value is minus 4, c value is minus 1. B square, that is minus 4 square 16, minus 4ac, 4 into a into c, that is minus 16. So minus minus plus 16. So 4 upon 2a, a is value 4, so 2 into 4, 8. So 4 plus minus 32 upon 8. 32 means 16 into 2. So 16 square root is 4 into root 2. You can simplify like this. So 4 root 2 upon 8. Take this 4 common and cancel with this 8. So we get 1 plus, take this 4 common from numerator. So 4 into 1 plus root 2 upon 8. So 4 by 8 is 1 by 2. So 1 plus minus root 2 upon 2. So here we get x equal to 1 by 2 plus minus root 2 upon plus 1 plus minus root 2 upon 2. That is x value. So here what we have to find? Find z. Z means find x and y values. So in first conclusion we get y value, and in second conclusion we use y value, we get the two values of x. So what is the value of z? Z equal to x plus iy. So x value is 1 by 2 plus minus root 2 by 2 plus I into minus half. Write as it is, that is your value of z. So this is your first part, that is the examples related to argument, amplitude formulae or theta formulae, that is and again modulus formulae, mod z or r value or theta value or argument and amplitude value. So these are the examples related to argument, amplitude and modulus concept. The next point is De Moivre's theorem. We will see in the next example. Next lecture. Thank you.